I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it.
Mine now. What? Oh, you guys wanted me to do the, just scream into the wind that I need it! You guys think I'm really that predictable? I tell ya. Hello everyone, and welcome to another review video. Today we will be discussing the new Rapido CF7, and despite the fact that their own marketing team wants you to think that these locomotives are hideous and appalling, they are actually quite wondrous, and we will be taking a look at that today. To catch you all up to speed on what the heck this engine even is, in case for some reason you have no idea, a quick history for you. Going into the late 60s, more powerful six-axle passenger locomotives began taking care of Santa Fe's more prestigious passenger trains, and the formation of Amtrak in '71 only exacerbated this issue of they had a lot of F units just laying around not doing much. So they needed more switching locomotives with better visibility to take care of branch lines, secondary mains, and industrial use. So they turned to this fleet of now worthless F units and decided to come up with the CF7. And although the new rebuilt engines would eventually gain recognizable features such as a GP7 style long hood, they also had features all their own. They had a very small short hood, a very large cab. They maintained the original F unit bump post on top of the front coupler, and on early engines even maintained the original round top cab and side windows from the F unit. The engines also had a fishbelly frame with a big indent on top of where the fuel tank is, and they also had a thicker frame, so the frame actually sat taller than like a normal Jeep 7. So even though they had a Jeep 7 style long hood, the hood itself was actually 7 inches shorter than a normal Jeep 7. The first CF7 appeared in 1969 in the form of 2649 and was the only engine equipped with dynamic brakes. All subsequent engines did not have dynamic brakes. They would also eventually ditch the round top cab of the original F unit and go with an all-new large square cab design. And whilst Rapido wants you to focus on its hideous characters, the CF7s were actually weird to me for the fact that they went from 2649 to 2417. They went highest number to lowest number when building the engines. And they want you to think the engine's hideous. I mean, who does that? Who goes from the highest number to the lowest number when you're building stuff? That, to me, that doesn't make sense. You would start with the lowest number and go up. Going into the late 1980s, the original intended work for these engines became increasingly more obsolete as bigger, stronger engines took over what little work was remaining for them. However, during this period, conveniently, quite literally hundreds of short lines began appearing all across the country and all needed locomotives. Literally hundreds of railroads had these engines. Therefore, any one of you could have one for your fictitious railroad, or for a grain elevator switching on your layout, or even just one. These ended up on railroads that they didn't even patch them. They just left them in their Santa Fe paint. So you could literally buy a Santa Fe engine and just not even touch it. It could be anywhere in the country. So there is limitless opportunity for you to have one of these. And I think for that reason alone, everyone needs one.
On the floor, oh, everybody got it.
Stop right this instant! What do you think you're doing? You can't say everyone's got a water buffalo and everyone does not have a water buffalo. We're going to get nasty letters saying, "Where's my water buffalo? Why don't I have a water buffalo?" And are you prepared to deal with that? I don't think so. Just stop being so silly!
Anyway, we will now unbox the actual engine itself. This is my first exposure to the new Rapido box design. However, we are not here to judge the box design. We are here to judge the contents of the box. So we'll just get it out of the box already. We have the Rapido's, I'm sure it has quite the exaggerated literature inside of it for the manual. We also have some stickers here of CF7 design stickers and the Rapido logo, which I'm sure they would love to not include this in the box. Or include their name on the box for that matter, since they think the engine is so freaking awful. However, I think it is going to be the most absolutely insane and beautiful locomotive I've ever seen in my life. There it is. We also have a little parts baggie, it looks like, in the box. We got some ACI tags that you can apply separately to the locomotive. However, we will toss that to the side. So we have your normal, looks like your normal box here. With the clamshell and the foam and the little plastic wrappy stuff. Toss that to the side, and there she is. We still have foam in the handrails. We have foam on the ends and on both the sides. Baby. And there she is. Straight out of the box, we have some of Rapido's typical quality, including their hybrid metal plastic handrails, which they claim are dead straight. And on this engine, they are in fact straight. The model I have here is in its later configuration, which includes a air conditioner, big antenna platform, and plus a beacon and a K3 horn of some flavor. Going in for a closer look on the model, you can see we have these very nice separately applied grab irons on the front and the side of the short hood here, as well as on the long hood end here. You can see there's some right there. Louver detail is fine. There's no voids in the Santa Fe logo on the side of the long hood, not even in the door seams. And it also has the very nice Cannon & Co. fans. The engines are also equipped with a capacitor, Mo-Power capacitor straight from the factory. The locomotive has the four-way strato beacon, which has 4 individual lights inside of the beacon that go in a circle. The underside of the locomotive also has its own traction motor detail for when it's sitting on the track, which I think is just awesome. Put the engine on the workbench here to check out some coupler height. And front coupler looks like it's bent upwards a little bit in order to meet the coupler height, and even then it's like a tad low. That's not really too concerning to me. It's probably extremely concerning to some of you, but not to me, really. It looks close enough. However, we shall check the rear coupler height here, just to be sure. I think it's on the, there we go. I'll try to get that knife out of the way. And the rear coupler also looks a tad low. And we shall now check wheel gauge. And let's see here, we got, trying to get it good in the video here. We got good. This is so much harder to do with the camera in the way. We got good and good. Roger that. Man, look at that beauty. We shall take it to the Model Railroad Club and give it a test run. Some minor things to note before we start up here. When the locomotive originally came out of the box, even though the model has a K3 of some flavor, the horn sound was not accurate to the model. It actually had a single note honker style horn. So I had that changed immediately out of the box before we started filming anything. Now as far as lighting is concerned, we only have a standard headlight on each end. We also have the Rapido signature strato beacon with 4 individual LEDs going in a circle there. We also have class lights, which are on, let's see, it's F11, which I think is a weird function, but we only have white, and then we have red, got no green.
As you can see, we also have a lot of other lighting features. We have gauge lights on the control stand. We have a ground light, and we also have step wall lights on all 4 step walls. So to control these, F13 has a cab interior light, so you can light up the cab if you really want to. We also have F17 controls the step wall lights and the control stand lights in the same function. F18 has the inspection light for the ground light. And no need to fear, we also have a rear headlight. The headlights are directional on the locomotive straight out of the box. F12, of course, is your headlight dimmer. And of course we do have, it's kind of hard to tell, but we do have a step light here for the rear step. F13 is also called switching mode, which turns on the headlights on both ends and dims both of them at the same time. F9 is the drive hold feature, and when engaged, it'll lock the locomotive steer whatever speed step you have it set at. And then you can crank the throttle up as much as you want to increase the locomotive's prime mover time. So you make it sound like it's in not shape good at hell at low speed. Or you can coast along in idle or lower notch.
Also, you may notice that here at the end of the video, before we actually start the locomotive up and run it around for a little bit, out of the box, the default speed settings were a bit off, so even though it sounds like the locomotive is dying to try and drag itself forward in notch 8 at like 2 miles an hour, it's because the speed curve was set low and momentum was set to like 60 seconds. I've had that fixed since then, however, not while filming for the video, so you may notice some of that. However, don't deter that from you actually buying the locomotive, because that stuff is easily reprogrammable and doesn't require the locomotive being sent back to the manufacturer. They made it quite clear they don't want these engines back. thank you all so much for watching. I actually didn't order one of these, even though I'm quite literally the Santa Fe guy. You'd think I'd have like, I don't know, 9 of these. However, my Ferengi of a hobby dealer brought one down to the club one day, and he put it in his cart knowing full well that it was not going to go home with him. I bought it on the spot. So, be that as it may, this is a truly fantastic model, and I think everyone needs one. If you have a small layout, industrial switching, this is the perfect model for you. It's powerful enough to do that small work. I mean, it'll need some friends to haul long trains on mainline grades or whatnot. But however, this is the perfect engine for small layouts. Do not let Rapido fool you. Do not let him convince you that these engines are ugly. These engines are the most beautiful, well-produced models I have ever. They were great in real life. They are very much. They're not powerful, but they get the work done. They are not ugly. They're not ugly. Not ugly. They might be hideous, but they're not ugly.